Hello everyone, Gregory here, and today's video is going to be different. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie that many fans consider to be the worst of Thomas and Friends. And that would be, you guessed it, Misty Island Rescue. Now, here's my opinion on it. It's not bad, but not good either. When I was younger, I used to enjoy this film. But now, I slowly understand where the other fans are coming from. But I don't hate it that much. I actually think it's alright. Although I do hate the rhyming, alliteration, and the racism that Thomas said towards Diesel. The good stuff is the introduction of Captain, even though it's forced, the inclusion of the Sodor Search and Rescue Center, and the engines working together to get it finished. And I kinda like Bash and Dash. Although I like Ferdinand, but I kinda prefer the other two more. And the bad stuff is the racism, alliteration, and rhyming. Now, here's how I'd rewrite the film. Instead of just having Thomas in it, while he could still appear, I'd actually have Duck, the Great Western engine in this film. And have him be in the scenes with Diesel, because he was the first engine to meet Diesel. Now, here's how the scenes would turn out. So, Duck is waiting at the docks, and Diesel comes over and says something like, "I'm sure that if I work hard, Sir Topham Hatt will choose me to pull the train instead of you." And then Duck's like, "You pull these logs? As if." Now, in this film, all the way to season 16, Duck could be voiced by William Hope in both dubs, if he could do a Great Western accent. Anyway, Duck leaves, Diesel decides to take the Joeywood, while Duck sees Diesel while shunting, and he chases Diesel. Now, after Duck pulls Diesel out, Diesel is grateful and says thank you, but after that, Duck questions him why he didn't listen, and Diesel gets furious and says he causes this accident, and the two engines get into an argument. Meanwhile, a few days later, Diesel is working at the new search and rescue center as punishment for that accident. He was so busy grumbling, he didn't see the line ahead. Some of the trucks derailed, and Thomas doesn't see them until it's too late. He applies his brakes, hits them, comes off the rails, and crashes into the sea. And starts to drift away, and that's when he ends up on Misty Island, where he meets Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand. However, unlike the original, Bash and Dash are the only ones that are teasing and having fun with Thomas. Ferdinand comes in and tells him to get back to work. He also apologizes, and he and Thomas both introduce themselves, and yeah. Thomas decides to help them. Meanwhile, on Sodor, when Duck sees Diesel, he turns his eyes away from him, and Diesel turns his eyes away from him, as they're not speaking to each other. And after that, the movie pretty much plays the same. Except Ferdinand listens carefully to Thomas, while the other two just tease him and have fun. And in my version, they'd have 18 flatbeds instead of 3, because I feel like, I don't know. Anyway, once they get to the tunnel, It plays the same, except Sir Topham Hatt sends Harold to look for Thomas, but Whiff and Percy also go. And it still plays the same, but when they get back to Sodor, that's when the Logging Locos introduce themselves to Sir Topham Hatt. And the engines working together could play the same. But after the Sodor Search and Rescue Center is opened, we get a moment between Duck and Diesel apologizing to each other. Diesel apologizes to Duck for taking the logs, and Duck apologizes to him for chasing him, and they both make up and become friends. So yeah, that's my version of Misty Island Rescue. Why do I think Duck would work in this film? Well, considering in the classic series, he and Diesel had a bit of a rivalry, so it would only make more sense to have Duck be the one chasing Diesel and rescuing him. But when the Brenner era comes, Stephen Kyman could replace William Hope as Duck. But that's just me. My rewrite may not be perfect, but I kind of think it's better than the original. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now!